Ben Shapiro just made or I guess a while ago, made a video saying things we're not allowed to say, but he's allowed to say because he's overprivileged, and he's allowed to be overprivileged as long as you guys let overprivileged people be overprivileged. And so I'm going to answer that question. Why did so many Ben Shapiros vote for Barack Obama? Well, one thing could be right here. Barak, Wikipedia. Barak was a ruler of ancient Israel. As military commander in the biblical book of Judges, Barak with Deborah from the tribe of Ephraim, the prophet, and blah, 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 blah. So he's a 12th century BC ruler of Israel. It's been since my last videos on this, the search engines have changed somewhat. They changed a lot in 2020, but it's basically what that means. Barak is the 12th century of BC ruler of Israel from the Bible. Now, Barak also was Barak Yehud, the former prime minister of Israel before Netanyahu. And some reason his people might have voted for him because his mother and then his mother's background here. I can't zoom in right now. I took that off. But you can look it up. That's Stanley and we're showing his mom, and then Stanley Armour Durham, her father, his grandfather. So, blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, Barak Ahad. Okay. So, which is odd because they're the Dunhams now, aren't they? Barak also means a puppet, and what's the other word it said? There's the blessed. It also means blessed. At one point in time, it did say it's from the Semitic root BRK, which means blessed, as original meaning to kneel down, secondary meaning to bless. And it also used to say puppet, but that's been removed from the definitions online since my last video where I showed a lot of this stuff a few years back, where it did show that original definition. And there's a difference. I believe there's a difference between the people who are altering the actual world around us, and there's a difference between the people who are altering the internet. They're trying to mimic the God powers, I believe. So that's who we're up against, people who are in denial. At the same time claiming, I think they're trying to rewrite the whole thing. And anyways, so now we have Barak being, sorted out as in his really name. Let's go to Jeff Dunham. This is, I dated his family. His family worked with the government and worked with the media as well. So their last name was Dunham, just like Barak's mom's last name was Dunham. So we can assume that those are linked together. He's the most famous ventriloquist there is, and you've never heard of her because she works behind the scenes. Who knows? I assume her job was actually to be a spy, but she knew a lot of people for just being a spy. I guess that's what a spy does, is they know a lot of rich and famous people, huh? But anyways, yep. There we go. So that's what the name Barak comes from and means. And then, there's like these anti-New World Order people, and there's really only one of them on TikTok. It keeps feeding me, and it's like, well, dude, when you start dating people who work in Hollywood and work with Donald Trump, or you're born of people who work with the people who run the world, like my family does, then you let me know how you feel about there being something else going on in this world.